Hi everyone, Mac here. In this video, I'll be breaking down how to use the brand new Divi 3.0. Now, Divi 3.0 is a game changer. In fact, out there, it's the best web building software I've ever used, and I've been in this industry for more than 10 years. So it's really powerful, it's fun to use. I would like to describe it as a bit like Photoshop for web design, because when you're designing your websites, you can see and design everything right on the front-end editor. So you don't need to deal with complicated code. So this video is pretty much all about just giving you an overview of how it works. But not only that, we're actually building a website. So let me show you how we've put this website together. Okay, so getting started with Divi 3.0. So first things first, what makes Divi 3.0 amazing? Well, first of all, it's easy to use. I mean, in fact, once we've gone through this presentation, you will see for yourselves how this is easy to use. It's got instant preview, which means while you're working on your website, you can see what your how your website is being transformed. That's amazing. Drag and drop, again, all this action is happening on the actual page. So you can drag stuff around, you can duplicate stuff, and it's really, really fast. You also have all your custom fonts, so you can actually see all your fonts as you change them on the screen. Now, when you make a mistake, again, you have instant undo and redos. So this makes your workflow very, very exciting and, again, easy to use. Okay, so let's go through what we'll cover in this live video. Okay, so the interface. So a lot of us, when we first open or when you first install Divi, and pretty much it's a blank page which has pretty much nothing. Sometimes it can be very frightening, but to be honest with you, it's very easy to use. So the things that we're going to be covering are sections, rows and modules, section settings, row settings, module settings, undo and redo, copy and paste, and also expand settings. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to go on to the fun stuff. So this is where we're going to be actually building the pages. So we're going to build the home page, the about page. Now the about page, we're going to build this page using our predefined layouts. And then on the landing page, we are going to be using one of our layout packs, which we gave away for free during our Divi 100 series. Okay, and then we're going to add media to the page. Then we're going to create the media page, and then the contact page. And then finally, we're going to go through the global settings. Now, with the layout packs, we are going to show you how to import these layout packs. And then once it's imported, we're going to show you how to customize the content. Now, the last part of this presentation is going to be the creative stuff. This is where I'll be showing you how to add video backgrounds. I'm sure you've seen these around the internet now. It's quite easy to do with Divi. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, we're going to go through the parallax effect, how to apply that onto your pages. We're also going to create beautiful section backgrounds by adding a large image to make those sections really stand out. And then finally, we're going to be covering exporting these layouts. So let's start building our website. So initially, when you install Divi 3.0, it looks very boring, but trust me, this is going to look good. Okay, so what I'm going to start by doing is logging into my WordPress admin. So here I've already logged in, so I'm going to go into my dashboard and we're going to create the home page. So I'm going to start off by adding a new page because we haven't got any pages. So I'm going to name this home, and then I'm just going to click publish for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to settings and set this home page as the landing page. Okay, so to do that, we need to go to reading, and then we go to static page and then select home as the static page. So this is the page which people will land on when they come to the website. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save Changes. So what I'm going to do next is to add more pages. So I have an idea of the pages I'm going to have on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and add the contact page and then click Publish. Add new. We're also going to have a media page. So let's call this TV. Click Publish. We're also going to have an About Us page. So let's put About Us, Publish, and then finally we're going to have a landing page. So this is where I'm going to give you an example of how we use our how we import our layout packs. So we're going to call this landing page. Okay, so we have all our pages ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click on this all pages so we can see all the pages that we've just created. So we can see them all here. And also where it says home, we can see that it's labeled front page. So all is good. So next, what we're going to do now is to add a bit of color and customize our fonts. So the reason why we need to do this in the beginning is we don't need to go back in later on once we finish designing our website to start tinkering with the fonts. So this is just my preference. You can always do this at the end, towards the end of your site build. But anyway, I'm going to go into theme customizer. Okay, so we're going to go to header and navigation, primary menu bar, and then this is where now we're going to choose our text, font size, and so on. So I'm going to start off by choosing the font. So the font we need here is Ubuntu. Okay, there we go. Okay, I needed bold and also caps. And then also what we're going to need is to add a bit of letter spacing. So if you look at the top there, this is where all the changes are happening. Okay, so the background color, we need that changed into a purple and paste this as the background color. Okay, so now we've got the background color. So we can see here this black does not look very well on the dark background. So we're going to change this color into white. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So text color, change that to white, and now that looks much better. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save and publish. So let's go back into general settings and adjust the fonts. Okay, so we go into general settings, typography, and this is where we can change our body text size. I mean, I prefer it around 16, 17. Line height is fine. Text size, header size, I would say about 36. Line height, yeah, let's increase that to 1.7. Now the style here, I think, let's have it all caps. And then the header font, let's also use Ubuntu for that. And body font, same thing. So I'm just doing this for consistency purposes. So now that I'm all set, I'm going to go ahead and now start building the pages. Okay, so I've just clicked saved. I'm going to close out of that. And now we're going to go into our home page and just click edit. So to activate the visual builder, what you need to do is to click on use Divi builder. And then now we can see we have this new button here called use visual builder, and this is where all the magic is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on use visual builder. When you enter the visual builder, it looks very plain, and sometimes it can be quite shocking, but trust me, when you start mousing over these areas, you'll start seeing things come to life. So let me go through all these and show you what they do. So the first thing we need to do here is to add a new row. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this plus sign to add the row. Now I need a single column, so I'm going to click on single, and I need a call to action. Right, so I'm going to scroll down here and select call to action. Now, this is where we can go ahead and add the title. So the title is going to be just header goes here. So that's going to be my title. The button URL for now, we're going to add a blank link that can open in the same window. And then here we can just call this button text. Like that. Use background color. No, I don't need background color for this. But for now, I'm going to leave it as it is because I won't see the text that I'll be adding here. So text color light. In fact, I can just change it here, make it dark, and then remove the background color. Okay, I'll just make it white. No, in fact, I'll make it transparent. Okay, so now that we have our text, it's looking really good. I'm going to go to design and just make this with 800 pixels because I don't want it too long. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go ahead and click this tick to save the changes. So now we have our call to action. So I'm just going to delete this row because I didn't use it. So now we have a section and also a header background. So now let's go into the section settings and see what we can do here. So this is the area where we can add the background image, background color, and so on. So I'm going to click this gear icon. Now this gives me access to all the settings that we can do with the sections. Okay, so for now I'm going to add a background color. So I'm going to make it quite light because we have a dark text. So for now, I'm just going to leave it as that. Okay. So I'm going to again save that. So let's add a new section. So I'm going to click this plus sign. So it's going to be regular. And this time, what I need to add is the services. So I'm going to add 3 rows. So for the services, I'm going to use this blurb. Okay, cool. So title 1. So I'm going to just call this service 1, like that. So let me just make sure I can see what I'm typing here. Okay, so we don't need a URL for this. Use icon. Yeah, definitely we need to use an icon. So for the icon, I'm just going to choose pretty much any icon. So I'm just going to go for this cloud icon. Color, I'm going to choose an orange. Circle, no. Icon placement is fine. Content, paste that, it's looking good. And then I'm going to go here to the design. Now the font size is fine. I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to adjust the icon because right now it's a bit too big. So I'm going to go to use icon font size, and then I am going to just adjust this and make it smaller like that. So I think 66 will do. Okay, that's looking good so far. And also the header font, we need to make this bold like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now here's the trick. What I'm going to do now, instead of redoing this all over and over again, I'm just going to duplicate this to make things easier for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the module twice. And then I'm just going to drag it over here like that. Now you see how fast that is? I mean, that has just saved me a lot of time. So all I have to do now is to go into the settings, change the icon. So that one can be for video. So all I need to do now is to change that service into service 2. Again, I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to do the last icon. Okay, this time the icon is going to be... Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, looking good. So again, I'm going to go ahead and change the service to service 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, so we can see now the page is coming to life. So now we need to do is to give a title to this section. So I'm going to go ahead and add another row, single row, and we're going to make it text. And then I'm just going to type in our services. Okay, so I need this centered. So I'm just going to click center. And then I'm just going to save that. And then all I have to do now is just to drag this to the top like that. Okay, so that section is done. Let's go ahead and add another section. So I'm going to click this plus sign. Again, it's a regular section, single row. So this time we need to add a video onto this. So I am going to scroll all the way down until I find the video, and then here is where you need to add your URL. So I'm going to add my link here, paste it. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now to distinguish these sections, what I'm going to do is to add a section background. So I'm going to go here to the section settings, and I'm going to change the background color. This time I need a really dark gray. Like that. That looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, so like we've done before here, we need to have a heading. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this like that. And then I'm going to drag it all the way down here like that. Just saves me typing over and over again. So I'm going to go again into the settings here, and this time the text needs to be light because we have a dark background. So I'm going to go ahead here and save. Our page is looking good so far, and then finally we just need a call to action, maybe a contact form of some sort. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add one more section, regular, single row, and this time we're going to add a contact form. Okay, so what we're going to do with this now is we need to have a different color background. So first of all, I'm going to save that and go to the section background and add a color. Okay, so I've added the color. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. So this is where now we need to change or customize the form. And this is quite cool because you can change the colors of this form. So I'm going to go ahead here into form background color. This is where now we can always choose the color that we want. Look how cool that is. The form text color, this is where you can change it. So in this case, let's make it a bit brighter and slightly bigger. I think 18 is good. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save. And we're going to do one more thing, which is add a title to that. And then duplicate the section itself like that. And then I'm going to just drag it all the way down here. So all we need to do now is to change the headings. So this one is contact us, contact. Okay, and this is, let's call this our latest video. Cool. Okay, so our page is looking good. I'm happy with that. So for now, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to come back on the third section of this training and add some background images and all that good stuff. Okay, so for now, I'm going to go ahead and save. So I'm going to come all the way down here where we have this three dots. Click on that and then click on save. Okay, so now that we've built a home page, next we need to do the About Us page. But this time we're going to take a different approach. Instead of building this page all from scratch, what we're going to do is we're going to use a predefined layout. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. So what we're going to do here is we have already enabled the visual builder. So I'm going to come all the way to the bottom here of the page, click on this plus sign, and we're going to choose the About Us. So this is a predefined layout. You can always go ahead and delete sections that you don't need. So in my case here, I'm going to go ahead and delete this section because I don't need a slider, and I also don't need this area. So now we've got these two parts. So let me let me add one more section. So I'm going to go ahead and click this plus sign, and this time it's going to be a regular section, one row, and we need text on this. Because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a title and a description. So I need the text orientation to be centered. The text can be dark for now because I have a white background. Header goes here. Okay, so I'm going to paste my text now right below the header area. Now this text here is text orientation is centered, so that's looking good. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to come here to the design and just make sure the width is 800 pixels because I don't want it stretching all the way across the page. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then what I'm going to do next is to add a color on the section background. So here I'm going to just add just any dark color. That will be fine. I'm going to click save. And then I'm going to go back here to these module settings and then just change that text color from dark to light so this can be legible. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save and just drag this to the top because this needs to be the top part of the website. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to replace these placeholder images with real images. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to edit the names and the company role. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll put my mouse over this image, click the gear icon and add the image. So I'm just going to click on upload. So I have these images pre-loaded. So I'm going to click here, upload image. So team member 1, we're going to call this guy Jack. I think that works. And he can be the creative director. Okay, that looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Right, so who is this going to be? Let's have a look. That can be a Mary. Yeah, let's call her Mary. Okay, and she can be the graphic designer. Okay, that's looking good. So you've got one more team member to add. And who's that going to be? Okay, that can be a Susan. Okay. And she's a blogger. Okay, that looks cool. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So you can see just by replacing the placeholder images already, this is looking quite cool. Okay, so we're going to need some titles to these sections. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new row, single column, and it's going to be text. So the title, I'll just make this centered. So I could just call this the team. Okay, so that will do. Okay, so now we've got the title. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and then just drag this to the bottom section like that. Okay, so we also need a title for this section here. So I'm going to duplicate this and then again drag this all the way to the top. So I'm just going to call this Where We Began. So notice that I didn't have to go into the module settings to adjust that. So all I had to do is highlight the text and just tap over it. And then you can also go ahead and change the colors here if you wanted, and also the font. and also the orientation. So that's pretty cool. And all this is done using the front end builder. And this is really, really exciting. I mean, before we didn't have the capacity to do all this. And designing while you're seeing what you're designing is always a positive thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save. In fact, before I save this, I'm going to drag this section to the top because I think it's good for people to see the team first before they see the story. Okay, that looks better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on save. So that's the About Us page. Okay, so let's move on to the landing page. Now this time with the landing page, what we're going to do is we're going to use our layout packs that we produced during the Divi 100 marathon. Now these are all free. They're really gorgeous designs. You can always go back, download these layout packs and use them. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm just building these pages in different ways so you can experiment with your own websites and see what works for you. Okay, so to do that, we're going to enable the Visual Builder. So I'm going to click on Enable Visual Builder. So all the way down here, we need to go on to the portability, and then we need to import. So what you need to do here is to choose the file. So I've gone ahead and downloaded the layout pack. As you can see, it's down here, the Divi 100 layout pack. So I've gone ahead and installed the landing page 1. So all you need to do is to click on that, click open, and then that loads it into the Divi library. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done this because if I do it again, it's just going to duplicate it. So I'm going to cancel for now. Right, so what we're going to do now is click this plus sign to load from library, but this time, instead of using the predefined layouts as we did in the About Us, we're going to add it from the library. So you can see here the landing page is already there, so I'm just going to click on it, and within a few seconds, we have a layout. How cool is that? Now, check this out. You can actually go in and start deleting items that you don't need. So for example, this wireframe kit volume 1, I don't need that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So it's gone. Now, as you can see, we don't have consistency with the fonts on our website because this layout pack was designed using a different font. I think this looks like Helvetica. So what I'm going to do now is to pretty much highlight this, and then I'm going to go into this AA because this is where the fonts are. And then I'm going to scroll down to Ubuntu. Oh, that's a bit too far. Okay, there's Ubuntu. So that's looking good. I'm just going to make this H1. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to come down here again to this text. I'm going to highlight it. And again, I'm going to choose Ubuntu. So this time I'm going to make sure I don't scroll all the way down. So I'm being too careful. Right, there we go. So that's looking good. I'm just going to make this bold. Right, now this header, the color is a bit dark, so I can change it by choosing this bucket here. And then I'm just going to make it white like that. So that looks pretty cool. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go ahead and change all the instances where we have the wrong text. So I've shown you how you can do it here, so you can always go ahead and change the text in the rest of the layout. So that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save. Right, now let's move on to the media page, which we've called TV. So I'm going to go ahead and click on TV. Now, ahead of time, what I've done is I've saved the links to the videos that I'm going to use on this page. So before I start copying the links of the videos, I'm going to go ahead and enable the Visual Builder. Okay, so let's add one row. And this row is going to be a single column. Okay, so we're going to add the video module. So I'm going to click on video. So here we're going to add the URL. So I have my URLs here. I'm just going to copy that and paste it. Then the image overlay URL, we can just generate it from the video. So that looks cool. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now the background here needs to be really dark so the video can really stand out. So I'm going to go to the section settings and then click on background color. So I really want to make this black like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save. We're going to add a new section, regular section, but this time we're going to have 3 columns. And these 3 columns are going to be made of videos. So I'm going to go ahead and click on video. So I'm going to go back to my links. And by the way, with these links, you can always just go to your YouTube channel or copy any YouTube link and then just paste it there. The reason why I've done it this way is because it just makes things easier for me to just copy the links, because going to a separate website just takes long. So as you can see here, I've duplicated, in fact, I've done the wrong thing. I've duplicated the, I need to duplicate the module. And then add my link in there, save, and then I'm gonna do it one more time. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save. Now I'm just gonna drag these into position like that. Right, so now that I have these 3 in this row, instead of just doing this whole process one by one, all I can do is just to duplicate this whole row like that, and then replace these videos. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Just copy my links and replace them here by going into the settings. And just make sure you're going into the right settings, because with here, these are the settings of the actual row. And to be sure, what you need to do is to just put your mouse over it, and then you can see that pop up, which just shows you that it's a section row. Okay, so save that. So I've got 2 more to do. Okay, now we're doing the last one. Okay, so now that we have all our videos, that's looking really cool. So I'm gonna go here to the section background and add a color. This time I just need a dark gray like that. That looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and save that. Now, next, what I need to do is to add titles here, section titles. It just makes the page look much better. Okay, so I'm gonna add a row, and then I'm going to make this a text module. And then this is where my title is going to go. So since we have a dark background, we're going to make the text light, and then text orientation is going to be centered. Okay, so that looks cool. I'm going to save that. I'm going to duplicate that because I need that for the bottom. So I'm going to drag this to the top, and then I'm going to drag this to the bottom like that. But this time I need this to be aligned left. So I'm going to go into the settings, and instead of saying latest video, we're going to say most popular. Okay. That looks good. So text orientation, that's going to be aligned left. I prefer it that way. And then I'm going to save changes. Okay, so I'm happy with this page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on expand settings and save the page. Okay, so we're working on the last page. So this time we're going to add a 2 width column. So I'm just going to click on add. So we have our 2 width, and this time here on the left side we're going to have a contact form. So I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. We're also going to need a text module here, and then we're just going to add a fake address. So you can see here everything is in one line. So if I add a break, it means that the all this will be broken into its own lines. Okay, so that looks better now. I'm going to go ahead and save changes. I think it's a good idea to have some titles above these. So what I'm going to do as well is to add a text module. And yeah, the orientation is fine. So I'm going to make this contact us. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Now, because we need one for the other side, I'm just going to duplicate this just to make things easier. So drag this to the top and drag this to the top like that. And then I'm just going to rename this to address. Okay, so that looks good. Next, I'm going to add a section, and this time I'm just going to add a map to the bottom of it because that looks quite plain. So I'm just going to click the add a new section. The way I'm going to do this is just by adding an image. So I'm going to go ahead and click regular, and I'm going to choose an image module. So I'm going to go to the image. We have already uploaded it here. So I'm going to upload the image or add the image. And then what I'm going to do is I don't want to have any animation on it. So if I go into design, I'm going to force full width and save that. And then I'm going to go to the row settings. And then I am going to make this full width. And to make sure that this image goes right to the edge of this section, what you need is to use the gutter width and then just make that gutter width 1 like that. Okay, so once that's done, go ahead and save that. And then you need to save the whole page by clicking that. Pretty cool. So now we've done all our pages. So we've got the home, the about us, we've got the landing page, we've got our media page, which has all our videos, and we also have the contact page. So now we can actually make this website even look more exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some background sections and also background videos, and all this is going to come under the creative stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the creative stuff. Okay, so we're in the final section of our presentation, and this is the creative stuff. So what we're going to do in this section is I'm going to show you how to add video backgrounds, parallax backgrounds, background sections, and also exporting your layout. So let's start by adding a background image. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to save this for a video background. So let's go to the About Us page and add a background image. So to do that, we're going to enable the Visual Builder. And then we're going to go into the section settings, and we're going to go to upload a background image. So here I'm going to go ahead and click on this image and upload it. So we can see here right away, it's filled our section. I'm going to go ahead and commit to that by saving it. And then we can now stretch the padding of this to show more of this image, like that. How cool is that? I mean, this page has now been transformed from just having a color to actually having a nice image like that. Okay, so if you're happy with that, go ahead and save. But here's one more thing. You can also add parallax to that. So if I go into this, into the settings, if I scroll down here, you can see here there's a use parallax effect. So I'm going to click on that, commit to that, and then when I start scrolling, you can see now we have that effect. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now let's go back to our home page. So I'm going to click on Home, enable Visual Builder. So now I'm going to add a video background. So let's see how we're going to do that. So we can see here we have background video MP4. So I'm going to go ahead and click Upload, Upload Files, select Files. I've already prepared a video here, so I'm going to open that and use that as our video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save changes, and again here you can also use the parallax effect if you want to, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and save changes. So like I did before, I'm just going to adjust so we can see more of this image by just dragging and adjusting the padding like that. Now you can see I have a massive screen, but so as you're working on this, you can always do your adjustments and just make sure that everything fits well. Now you can see this text here, we can't really read it properly, so I'm going to go in and make this text light. So I'm going to go into the module settings of the call to action, and then I am going to come here under text color and change it from dark to light. Okay, that's much better. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto the TV page, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and save this. So let's add one more image to our background sections. So I'm going to go here to the TV page. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to add an image to that section. So I'm going to enable the Visual Builder one more time. Okay, so we're going to use this this section here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the section settings, background image, and then I am going to upload an image. Okay, so I'm here in my folder. So let me just preview which ones I can use. Maybe that could do, or now because it's all about video, I think I'll use this one. So I'm going to double click on that and then upload the image. Okay, so again, we can do some adjustments. So, but before we do that, we just need to save the changes. And then I'm just going to increase the padding on that. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So there you have it. I hope I've covered majority of the things that you need to know to get you started in Divi 3.0. And if you like this video, do share it on social media with your friends and family. And also, if you'd like to support these free videos that I'm creating, you can do that by buying Divi from my affiliate link in the show notes below. Now, thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, do contact me on the social media or even via email, and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Now, thank you very much for watching, and see you later.